Good afternoon, the Honorable Judges and Adjudicator of this National School Debating Championship of 2020, all the ladies and gentlemen, all the audiences. I am Reisya Irfanny Farizaldi and I'm from SMA Negeri 1 Magetan. I'm from the class 10 Math and Science 2. Right here, I'm standing on this special occasion, on this honorable occasion, as the first opposition speaker. I am going to give my argument according to the motion that was given and also given my rebuttal according to the affirmative speech that was given by the affirmative speaker. So right here, I want to emphasize a point from the affirmative speech that stated that environment causes racist or racism dominate our mindset. Well, I don't completely agree with that statement. It's not completely correct though, because individual or how we set our perspective towards some kind of like a certain issue is actually the main factor of all. So for example, let's take equality as the example. It's all about our mindset. All external factors, including the environmental, are processed always through our mindset, and we are the one who is able to conclude the perspective of how we are looking at some kind of like a certain issue, for example that equality issue. So that the main factor here is actually the internal or ourselves itself. So right here, after that, I want to give my argument according to the motion that was given, which is this House prefers the strategy of pushing for institutional reform to address police abuse and misconduct rather than defunding the police. Well, I don't completely agree with that statement, but let's look at the definition first. Defunding the police means reallocating or redirecting funding away from the police department to other government agencies and programs such as social services, youth services, housing, education, healthcare, and other community services, not in a way of abolishment. Right here, I want to elaborate this motion from two aspects, which are the social aspect and secondly is the political aspect. So for the social aspect, we need to be objective right here. Like the objectiveness is actually like the biggest, like the huge keyword right here. So the objectiveness that I meant is actually like the evidence from others and victims and the statement and explanation from the police. They all have their own basis of their statement, right? Well, we need to consider and not only having a perspective toward the victims without considering the police statement, because it's not completely like the right solution. So according to the political basic law and rules, all human, despite of what's them for the country and others, of course, they all have their rights of speaking up. They all have their own voices and surely express, of course, in the right way. And speaking from the social aspect, to develop and bring the country is to be even kind of like objective. That's the keyword here. And of course, the justice must be given to the right side of present. Alright, so secondly, we are going to talk and elaborate this motion from the political aspect. So back to the first point, it's all about the objectiveness, honestly. Well, the policemen and other government with the developing voices from the nation or outside is a huge kind of like a foundation that helped to build the country to be even better and developed. So blaming police completely or defunding the police completely is actually not the right solution. Well, according to the information from the Washington Post in Democracy Dies in Darkness, written by Laura Edwards, stated that uniformed officers exercise police power hasn't always been the case, everyone. And this matter because police powers actually belongs to the people. Right here, I want to emphasize the people, the key word of people. Well, the legal concept of the police actually expressed about like the long-standing expectation that governing officials should respond to all the people they governed, and it actually belongs to all people. Not only like we don't need to kind of like categorize people from their, for example, their skin tone or their skin color, white people, black people, and all that thing, and then Asian, American, European, all that thing, African. Well, it's not the right thing also. Well, I just explained about this motion from two aspects, which are the social aspect and political aspect, with the right and strong foundation and also the solid arguments. So therefore, we got it. We can conclude together that, well, defunding the police, it's not the right solution, of course, and also misconduct, like, you know, just kind of like not considering the police side is not the right solution also. So the best solution of all is actually like being objective at certain point, for example, and on the social aspect and also political aspect. So because of that, this motion of pushing for institutional reform to address police abuse and misconduct rather than defunding the police is not completely true, and it's not the right solution for all of this strategy thing. So I am Reisya Irfanny Farizaldi, the first opposition speaker from SMA Negeri 1 Magetan. Thank you very much.